Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today's video is a makeup tutorial, and for this video I chose to create this classic red and gold makeup look. I bought a few products recently from Amazon and all of them are quite affordable, so I thought I would do a look using those. So this is the final look. I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started with the skin first. I'm going to use a primer and I'm using the L'Oreal Base Magic Primer. This is just going to prep my skin for foundation and it will help my base makeup last much longer. To blend this into my skin, I'm using this mini blending sponge. This one is by a brand called Pack. I spotted this on Amazon and it looked like a dupe for the mini beauty blenders, even though the shape is more like the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. So I've applied the primer. Next I'm going to use foundation and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation, and with this I'm going to mix in a little bit of this Illuminator by Revlon. I like doing this when I'm doing a festive or party look because it just gives a nice glow to the skin. And to blend this, I'm using a blending sponge by Pack once more, and this looks a lot like Beauty Blender. I'm sure that's what you're thinking. So in shape it's very similar to the Beauty Blender, in function as well, but I find that it's not as durable. I've used this only 3-4 times and it's already beginning to tear up. It is definitely more affordable compared to the Beauty Blender, but I'm really not happy with the quality of the product. The finish is as good as the Beauty Blender though. And for the eye area, the smaller sponges work really well. I'm going to leave the rest of the face for later and start with the eye makeup. I'm using this Nude eyeshadow by Essence. I also got this from Amazon. And I'm using this all over the lid as a base and using it in the crease as well, just to even out my skin a little bit. Next I'm going to use this newly launched palette by Maybelline. This is in the shade Topaz Gold, and I'm going to mix these two darkest colors. The brushes I'm using are from a brand called Elysium. These are quite nice, they feel quite soft, and the packaging and the look of these is really nice. The only downside is that they shed a little bit, so when you're doing your eye makeup or when you're washing them, you might notice a bit of shedding. After the crease, I'm going to take that bronze color and with a slightly wet brush, I'm going to apply it all over the lid, just leaving a small area in the outer corner. Next I'm going to take that shimmery champagne color and I'm going to add it all over the lid, right where I had applied the bronze color in the previous step. Once again, I've used a slightly damp brush so that it picks up the maximum color. And if you want to intensify the crease color with the darker shades from the palette, you can do that in this step. Next I'm going to take this brown eyeliner. This one is by Rimmel, and I'm going to apply this to the outer V of the eye just to add a bit of depth. And quickly I'm going to smudge it before it sets. Before I work on my lower lash line area, I'm going to conceal, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium. I love this concealer because it looks really natural. You don't have to worry about cakey concealer, heavy looks when you're using this. It blends down to a perfectly skin-like finish, and I'm just going back in with that small sponge just to make sure I have a really seamless finish. Next I'm going to do some cream contouring, and I'm using this palette by New Kiss. This is something I spotted on Amazon. It was really inexpensive, so I thought of giving this a try. I'm using the 4th color from this palette, and I'm using that same brush that comes in with it just to mark the areas where I want to contour, which is under my cheekbones and along the sides of my nose. And I'm also going to contour my jawline a little bit. When it comes to contouring, I'm not really one for the whole contouring trend. I don't like doing a very heavy contour because I feel it looks a bit unnatural, but I do like some definition on my face. So I just like to control the amount I put so that I do have definition, I do have structure, but it doesn't overpower my face. I'm using the Division brush by Elysium, and it's perfect for blending in the contour. And I'm going back in with that small blending sponge just to make sure there's no excess product. For highlighter, I discovered this product on Amazon called the Kajal Insta Beam Highlighter. I saw this in 3 colors on the site and I picked up the golden one. I thought this was the best bet because gold highlighters always work well for me. So it comes in a lip gloss like packaging. It is a really lovely highlighter, but it's quite strong, so you have to apply only a tiny bit of it. So I've just dotted a bit on my cheeks and blending it using my fingers. I'm applying just a tiny bit down the nose as well and along the cupid's bow as well, just to highlight my lips. To line my upper lash line, I'm using a black liquid eyeliner. This one is by Sugar and I've done a winged eyeliner with this. What I like about this liner is that it has a really fine tip, so you can do a really crisp winged eye with this liner. Going back into the eyeshadow palette, I'm going to use that bronze color in the center and I'm going to line my entire lower lash line with it, and then use the 2 darkest shades from the palette just to intensify the outer corners. And for the innermost corner, I'm using the lightest highlight shade from the palette and applying the highlighter to my inner corners as well as to my brow bone. Coming to the lashes, I'm going to curl my lashes and then I'm applying the new Maybelline Magnum Barbie mascara. This is a fiber based mascara, so it deposits small fibers that extend your lashes, make them thicker. It is definitely a dramatic mascara, but I think the falsies is a little more dramatic. Make sure you do your lower lash line as well. And then I'm going to use these beautiful lashes by Red Cherry. These are in number 43. With that done, I'm just going to intensify the color in the outer V of my eye by applying a little more of that brown eyeliner. And make sure you blend it quickly, because once it sets, it is not going to budge and you'll be left with a brown smudge on your eye. And I'm using the same brown kajal along my lower waterline as well, but I'm only applying it to the outer half. This is just going to define the shape but not close down my eyes. For the brows, I'm using the eyebrow pencil by Lakme, which is definitely the most affordable brow product in the market. If you have really dark hair like me, this would work perfectly. Now coming to the lips, I'm going to use a red lip liner and I'm using my favorite, the Lakme 9 to 5 lip liner in the shade Red Alert. This is a cool toned red color that works really well on Indian skin, and the formula is really creamy and pigmented. Next, I'm going to use a liquid matte lipstick. This is from the brand called Risia. I have never tried it before, but I saw it on Amazon and thought of giving it a try. So this is a liquid lipstick. It dries down completely to a clean matte finish and it stays for a long time. It is, however, a bit drying on the lips and the applicator is not very good, but if you want to try an affordable liquid lipstick, this is a good option to try out. And as the last step, I'm going to add some blush. I'm using the Miss Claire blush in the shade number 28. This is a really nice warm pink with a bit of gold shimmer. The shimmer is very understated and not really visible on the cheeks. I left the blush in the end so that I can just make sure I apply only a little bit to not overpower the lips and the eyes. And in the end, I felt like I needed just a tiny bit more concealer, so I'm reapplying the same Maybelline Fit Me concealer and blending it using that tiny beauty blending sponge. And then I'm going to apply just a little bit of powder. I'm using the Maybelline White Fresh powder, which I think I forgot to mention earlier. It's the same powder that I used for the face. And I just like to powder lightly because I don't like a very cakey finish. And that is the finished look, a classic red lips, gold eyes, winged eyeliner combination done with affordable products. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you like this look, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you try this look out, do let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye.